Hello and welcome to the Business Spotlight series. Today I have Bhavesh Dhamecha with us, and you have your own host, Sonali Nigam, today. Hi, Bhavesh. It's good to have you today on my podcast channel.
Thank you very much, Sonali. Thank you for inviting me, and I look forward to our conversation.
I look
Yeah.
forward to as well. And having said that, to kickstart this podcast session today, would you like to give us a brief background about what you do and who you are?
Yeah, sure. So my name's Bhavesh. For the past 10 years, I guess, it's been a long time. That's gone quite quickly, actually. I've been running my own aesthetic clinics as well as a distribution company for equipment. So our main focus is helping salon owners and helping customers to reach their aesthetic goals, but also helping the professionals to succeed in this business. That's what we do.
That's
Yes.
lovely. What do you attribute your growth to?
I think the growth comes from learning, to be honest. I think that, you make certain decisions in the past, and sometimes they don't work out. I think sometimes you have to do the certain things to understand that, maybe that wasn't the right way of doing it, or that's a learning curve. But I think it's just keeping a focus on your goal. I think that's the main thing, and to realize that, life works in ups and downs. You get your down moments, then you get your up moments. As long as there's a positive correlation going that way, and you're learning. So I think that's the main thing. So it's just about doing. I'd rather do than not do.
So, there are a lot of business owners who will be listening to you today. So, what are some common misconceptions about running a business and how do you address them?
So I think one of the main things is having a clear, definite purpose, and having too many ideas is good to have ideas, but however, if you don't knuckle down on any of them and actually make a plan and focus on one thing, then you can get distracted. Sometimes people seem to major in minor things where you're basically doing something that's not going to have a huge outcome, but for the reason of getting it off the to-do list, you'll get it done. And I think that we're in a society today that we basically react a lot, and let our distraction get ahead of us. So it's quite important to, have a clear roadmap and try to avoid distractions, because when in my day when I was a kid, if you didn't know something, you didn't know it. Yeah, I'd have to get on a bus to go to a library to open up a book to find out a fact. When nowadays any curiosity is, answered within seconds. So I would say to keep a clear focus, like really go with your passion, understand what's important to you. And I think everything is putting out value. Value is really important. So think about, if people are going to pay for a service or a product, what value is it that they're going to gain from that? Because it's an exchange. The value you put out there is you know what you earn is from that value. So the more value you give, the more you earn.
Thank you. And I'm sure you might have noticed I'm also making notes because this is really interesting. So, to summarize, the clear roadmap, the definite purpose, that's my takeaway definitely from what you've answered. And having said that, so what challenges are you facing currently in business? Or, just, or do you face challenges and how do you address them?
Of course, I think one of my biggest challenges is getting out of my own way. And I think even self-doubts as well. Like, will I do this? Will it work? Will it not? Even though I've gone through my own learning curves of understanding, what works and what doesn't. And obviously you've got to learn from that as well. But sometimes what happens is that we get stopped by our own comfort zone. So if you say that there's a comfort zone that we can get close to, but stepping into the next bit always seems a bit like, people seem to back out. So I think, it's like thinking bigger as well and doing things that, get those bigger goals as well. Like, I think sometimes there's only a one or two connections that you can make that could potentially change your life, but it's a matter of going out and finding them. So, I have a mix of time that I spend with motivating my staff, but at the same time, we need to thrive for more and try to see how we can grow. But I think one of the best things is it's sometimes not always about money. It's about also the character you become, because it's
Yeah.
learning and as an individual to realize, okay, like I learned from this and I can actually use this in my own life as well, not just on in a business scenario as well. Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for answering that, Bhavesh. Now, you mentioned about staff. So my next question for you is regarding the same. So what qualities do you look for in your employees, and how do you foster a positive and a productive work environment?
So what it is, people are centered differently. Like I could be a family person, I could be a party person, I
Yeah.
could be, a money person. All I care about is that, or I care, or I could be I'm a not bothered person. So the thing is, like, we need to find out that when you're dealing with staff, that what motivates them, and then talking their language, like to someone who cares to spend time with their family or something like that, it makes it more relevant to make that conversation based around their aspirations and their goals. Sometimes it can be quite hard to like, have a different perspective for different people. But, once we understand that, we realize that one motivation won't work in every single person. So the qualities that I look for in staff is in the business that I'm with, it's about having a genuine care. Like if we're rowing in the wrong direction, like I could say, look, this is what our objective is, that we want to be successful. I want successful people with me. I want people who are with a growth mindset. And
Right.
some people don't have that mindset. Some people have a negative outlook. And I really believe in energy. The energy
Yeah.
you put out is something you get back, and laws of attraction, all of those sort of things. And I feel that. So I look for the right energy in people. I think sometimes it's hard to explain, but that gut feeling you get. But yeah, I think I'm quite a good judge of that. So
That's interesting. I think so. So I think you basically make decisions about the people that you want to hire is basis how they are than what they actually do. Is that correct?
yeah,
Is that what you're
100%.
trying to say?
I think there's three attributes to look at, like when hiring people. Is like some number one is I'm talking in the work environment, like
Yes.
about the job and what they need to do. So do they get it? Do they get the job? Do they understand what's required of them and
Yeah.
what goals are set from that person? The second thing is, do they want to get it? I could get it, but I just I'm not bothered. I don't want to get it. And the
Hmm.
other thing is, are they capable? Because the skill set you need to require to do a certain thing, you may not have that skill set. So, if they all tick all those three boxes, then generally it's the right person for us.
Right. So the three tick boxes are the key. Great.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
Great. So my next question for you is, so how do you balance your personal life with the demands of running a business? 10 years, if I'm not wrong, that's what you said, already in the business. So I'm
Yeah.
definitely keen to hear, how do you just put a balance between the two, between your
Okay.
personal life and the business?
So I think it's good to have routines and have certain things that you do on a daily basis that you can automatically have these routines that have trigger points. So for myself, I like waking up early. I like waking up 4:30, 5 o'clock. I wake up quite early. I like to go for a walk, or I'll go for a run or something, and then I'll hit the gym after that, and then I'll have some vitamins and some turmeric water and things like that. Try to keep a good habit. But then, in terms of, I think fitness is quite important. So if you look after your body will look after you.
Totally.
And yeah, I think if the food you eat, the or how you plan your day, how you do certain things, it all starts from, if you can get the first hour or two right for the day, then the rest of
Mhm.
it works better. That's what I feel like. If I haven't worked out, I haven't gone to the gym, I haven't done these sort of things, then I feel a little bit like, oh God, like I haven't started well. So I try to keep those habits going. At the same time, I like boxing as well. So I do boxing, but not like I'm not fighting anyone, but just like
Yeah.
physical fitness. I like doing the boxing training, things like that. But yeah, these things and just having good habits there. I think just forming those habits. Yeah. Because if you look after your body, then you feel better, you turn up different. The way the energy levels you have. Sometimes I even like fasting as well. Like I like to fast because I feel cognitively my brain works better. Because obviously when you're having a lot of food in the morning or something, that energy is used for digesting your food, which has less energy from cognitive functionality. So if you think that, that could be adopted in your life, then that's a good way of having a bit more energy as well.
Wow, interesting and inspirational as well. So
No,
I'm
thank you.
sure our, audience have learned and picked up many things. At least I have. So is
Excellent.
there any closing remark before we wrap up? Anything that you would like our audience to hear? And basically maybe just summarize a bit or just a takeaway for them?
Yeah, I think with one of the first things is probably psychology of mindset. So have belief, because belief will have an outcome on your results, which will have an outcome on your actions. So I think have a positive belief that you are able to do certain things, and even if you give it a try, and it didn't work out, it's okay. At least you tried, and then you try something else. Success doesn't happen overnight. And I've realized that. I think sometimes you try to look for shortcuts that you think, oh, especially in this data society that we're in, where we see all social media and people very successful overnight. But these are the exceptions. But the average person gets success after delayed gratification. So I would say to stick with something that you're passionate about and just have belief in what you want to do.
Oh my God, thank you so much. I think this was amazing to hear. Thank you so much, Bhavesh, for your time today. It was great meeting you and learning about your journey. To everyone watching, I look forward to see you in our next episode.
Thank you, Sonali.
Thank you.